This Raw Vision video is brought to you by Metro Solar, proud partner of the Richmond Football Club.
Even as you walk in the door here to a finals press conference, you're still a little bit shaking your head, thinking, I can't believe it.
Well, we move on pretty quick. Obviously, the plane trip last night was good. And you probably stare at the back of the eyelids for the last 30 minutes. But you review the game and you move on pretty quickly. We're well and truly into Port Adelaide now, so we're just looking forward to the challenge of going over there. On a really good deck, and it's a fantastic stadium, so it's going to be a great game. Looking forward to it.
How different is your style of footy going into this year's final series than it was 12 months ago? It seems to be better equipped for final style games.
Yeah, I think it's actually very similar. What it is the consistency of performance, I think, is better than last year. Our contested ball numbers haven't probably had a variance as they did last year. The consistency's been there week in, week out, led by this guy beside me. He's been outstanding in that area. And, to the stage, that was the thing that was costing us early in the game. Early in the year, I think we're AFL 13 or 14 ranked, with the first 8 rounds. Now we're ranked AFL number 3, so I've got no doubt that's the reason we've started to win a lot more football games.
Ben Griffiths, a massive game for you. Tell us about his development. Has it surprised you how well he's come on?
Well, we've always known he's been capable, just probably hasn't delivered to the level that we would have liked until this year. He's shown patches of that at various times throughout the 4 or 5 seasons that he's been there. And look, Ben, to his credit, has done a lot of work with our development coaches. He's worked incredibly hard, and we're starting to see the dividends of that work. The mark he took late in that game is evidence of that. He's capable, he's athletic, he's 200 centimetres, he can run, he can kick it a mile. He's just got that belief that he's now an AFL quality player, and we're very happy that he's started to find that form, because he's really important to us.
So has he secured a spot, or is Ty still in the mix for that?
Yeah, Griff's obviously just secured a spot, absolutely. Ty is a selection decision we'll make. Griff, to his credit's played consistent footy since Ty's gone out. Once you're in the side, it's hard to go out if you're playing good, consistent brand of footy. Whether we have the third tall this week, last week we chose to go without it. Will be a selection call we'll make on Thursday or Friday.
And Dan Jackson, where's his fitness is fine, and is he available?
Yeah, he's ready to go. Selection-wise will be another decision. He's a finals type player. He's hard, he's tough. He's in our leadership group. He's a quality bloke. So he hasn't had probably the season he would have liked. Ruined generally through injury, but it's one of those decisions we'll make. If he helps us win, we'll put him in.
Can you reflect on the feeling and emotion from way back round 13 when you sitting where you were to what it was like in that period to where you find yourself now?
Yeah, I think I said yesterday, when was it? Saturday. It felt like a lifetime ago. The one thing our footy club has been incredibly strong on is not riding the emotional roller coaster. We knew we weren't playing anywhere near our potential. We knew we had to play better. There's some things that we had to rectify. But all in all, I think it's a sign of our club that it's become a strong club. We don't ride emotional roller coasters. From our president to our CEO, has always remained resolute that we're going in the right direction. We knew there was going to be a speed hump at some stage. What defines your organisation is how you handle that speed hump. And to our guys' credit, and led by this guy beside me, we've bounced back well.
Was it primarily manpower, do you think, the players coming back into the team, or you changed a few other things as well?
Yeah, it's been it's simplistic to just look at one thing. Obviously the addition of Rance, Deledio, Marek, Miles coming in has been important. Not having Jackson all year has really hurt through injury, but there's been a number of things that have turned the season around. But ideally, the structure and the process was there. We just had to get it better in certain facets of those areas.
I know you've only just scraped into 8, but given your form, and not just win-loss, but your numbers, attack, defence, contested ball, do you feel like you're more playing like a top 4 team, and therefore there's no reason you can't have a significant impact in September? Yeah,
I think as a club we're better than last year from a personnel and a playing point of view. Many people scoff when I said that a while back, but we always knew it was going to come. The numbers were sort of trending the way we knew they would, but we just weren't getting the win-loss or the wins from that point of view. So, I'm really happy with where we're at. We still realise we've got a long way to go, but more importantly, we're giving ourselves a chance. We're 1 in 8. Never know what happens.
You talk about last year. Do you, at all this week in your preparations, reflect back on the missed opportunity of the elimination final last year?
Yeah, I don't think so. Like I said previously, we've been playing elimination finals for the last 5 or 6 weeks, so it's been a common theme. Our guys have stood up at every challenge, have been headed at various stages. You know, I personally think we would have lost some of those games last year, but the steely resolve of our leadership group and our club as a whole has kept us in good stead. And you know, I've got no doubt from in the coach's box, I'm incredibly confident when sides do head us at various stages, our guys will fight back, get that resolve and start to play some good footy again.
Does the fact that you were in that game though last year at all help then, I suppose, the preparations, given that the boys have been there before?
Yeah, the experiences no doubt will help them. They would have learned some things with regard to that game, their preparation from a performance point of view also. So you learn from every loss. That being a big game, we learned some things, no doubt.
Port seemed pretty bitter earlier today. They have to wear their clash strip in the home turf. You got any thoughts on that?
Yeah, I can understand. It's one of those things. But you know, as soon as you put on the armour, the players don't know what jumper they're wearing. It's a jumper, so. Look, it's important to us, it's important to them, but once you put on the stripes of, you know, Richmond or Port Adelaide, you go out there and play.
What about you, Trent? I mean, Damien just said he won't look back on last year, but as a player, I mean, it must be hard not to kind of think of the emotions that you felt losing that and not wanting it to happen.
Yeah, I think, I mean, it's hard not to reflect on last year. I mean, the disappointment, the empty feeling you have after a game. I think what we learnt last year was that it doesn't matter how strong of a position you are in at any stage in the game, it can always be taken away from you. And that's something that I think we've shown in the past probably month or two, that it needs to mean something to you, and you need to stand up at times that you're called upon. So we'll take a lot of confidence out of the way we've been playing, and just look forward to putting in a really strong four-quarter effort.
Trent, have you changed your leadership style a lot this year? I mean, there was talk sort of mid-season there you wanted to get a bit tougher on your teammates and things like this. Has a lot changed in the last 10 to 12 weeks?
Last 10 to 12 weeks, not a lot has changed. I've probably just gone back to I was more focused on trying to be the perfect leader, whereas I think you're voted in by your peers because naturally you have some sort of ability to lead, whether that be on field, off field, or just in the way you are around the footy club. So I've probably just drawn back to the way I am as a person, the morals I stand by, and tried to drive those sort of standards by the playing group as well.
Graham spoke about the emotional roller coaster. How have you, sort of since the win on Saturday, have you said anything to the group, or do you think the guys are keeping a level head after the euphoria of that win?
Yeah, I think so. I think the reality is that we just scraped in to give ourselves an opportunity. We've got a job to do come Sunday. We're looking forward to that. As I said, it's an opportunity, so we need to make sure that we grab it with both hands. We do everything that we have done in the last 2 or 3 months and tick every box so that we're ready to go. We know that Port Adelaide have been playing some good footy the last few weeks, and they'll be set to play on their home deck, and we just want to bring the real high brand, high quality Richmond footy.
Are you any chance not to play, Trent, expecting your first trial in a couple of weeks?
I'll attack that when it comes. I mean, that's the beauty of pregnancy. You can't pick and choose when it comes.
I'm a bit nervous now after he said that.
Only something Brendan Garson rated today that the club was making preparations for the fact that you might not play. So it's obviously in the thought process.
News to me.
Brendan hasn't spoken to me either.
I'm sure I'll be fine. Brooke, hang in there. Come on.
Damien, do you feel like you picked up a lot of neutral support throughout this run, and it feels like a lot of people that teams aren't playing in the finals that really want Richmond to go well? Can you sort of feeling that at all?
Yeah, I think we're probably like the second cousin that all of a sudden, if you become famous, you're all of a sudden the first cousin. So, listen, I think people, we're probably one of those sides that has gone up and down, and much like a lot of sides, people are happy for other sides to come in and hopefully gain some success. And we're really pleased. Our supporters have been nothing short of outstanding this year. The steely resolve they've shown, they've shown up week in, week out, and from a coaching and player performance, that's what we're really pleased with, to give those guys some respectability back in their footy club, and more importantly, go to work on a Monday loud and proud Richmond supporters, and that's really important to us. And we just hope we can get as many as 10,000 supporters over there to give us the full support, because I guarantee you our 10,000 will sound like 20 if we get them over there.
You spoke about the resolve playing group and the maturity of it. Dustin Martin's kicked the clutch goals a number of times this year, did again at the weekend. To consider that he was potentially walking out of the club this time last year, it's a fairly significant turnaround in his game, in his role at Richmond.
Yeah, his maturity levels, I think, improved. Not improved. He's just grown as a person. The work he does a lot of work with our KGI Institute. He does a lot of speeches to schools outside of footy. He's become an outstanding individual. We're really pleased to have him, and he's done a lot of work. With Mark Williams has been well noted, but he's also an outstanding football player. We've got a lot of match winners in our side. Trent, Brett, all these type of players, and they're capable of pushing forward and getting, winning the game off their own boot, which is important.
You spoke about Brett going forward, particularly in the last, since he's come back and he spent the majority of his time forwards. How significant do you think that's been in the change of fortune?
Yeah, I think it's given more scope to our forward line, but also I think it's helped improve our midfield as well. Obviously the addition of Miles coming in has allowed that also. And the thing about Brett is I think he's averaged about two goals, I think, since he's gone forward. He's a capable mark. He's a really hard matchup for size to play on, and he's probably still getting midfield numbers while still attracting 2 goals a game, which is really important for us. And there's no doubt that move has also improved our side. Together Dustin's probably playing a little bit more forward as well. Our midfield's improved. Alice has taken his game to another level. Obviously, the addition of Miles. I think Trent's game over the last 10 weeks has been as good as he's played. So, from our point of view, those moves have actually made good sense.
Playing Sydney is always a particularly freezing place. Do you forecast fairly lightly from the track?
Yeah, we will. We'll have a kick and a catch tomorrow. Our main training session will be Thursday, but even then they'll probably only 25, 30 minutes long. You're not going to get any fitter or a lot better now. We'll just tidy up a few things and get our guys over to Adelaide and go in fit and firing for the clash.
What would need to happen to convince you to change the side that knocked off the Mine Premiers on their own day?
Yeah, that's a good question. Well, I'm not prepared to answer at this stage.
You mentioned before, Damien, some eyebrows were raised when you said earlier in the year you thought the team had improved and you were struggling win-loss. Did you ever doubt that at all at some stage this year when times were tough?
Look, from a coaching point of view, the first port of call you look at is you always assess your own performance and the group, and we were really resolute, and the way we were going was right. We're disappointed with the way we're performing, and as a coach you take that on board and you accept responsibility. But I knew that our playing group was strong and they believed in what we're doing. I knew the wheel would turn, and unfortunately it wasn't as quick as what we would have liked. But a couple of things tweaked, bringing in those players. The ability to win contested ball improved, and we started to see the wins and the KPIs trend upwards. So from our point of view, I was really pleased not only with our coaching group but our club in general. The fact that we hung tough. We made some really strong decisions about where we were going. Really strong that we didn't change the way we play. We didn't throw young kids in that hadn't earned games, and we felt we've reaped the benefits of that. And it's a sign of a strong footy club, and I think our club has grown up as a result of it.